Why? They won't understand. They won't understand why we do it. They won't understand. It's about the men next to you.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
I want to make it clear that the views expressed by our hosts are not considered the official stance of MBR Views. Remember, this is all about having fun and enjoying the ride.
Drop your cocks and grab your socks. Get your bunks made, get your uniforms on. Police call will commence in 2 minutes.
God damn, Jimmy. This is some serious gourmet shit.
We're all things veterans. We advocate, educate, liberate, communicate, congregate, fascinate, so we can proliferate.
You haven't seen nothing yet! Woo!
We're going streaking through the quad and into the gymnasium. Come on, everybody!
We're trying to make dreams come true.
Well, they supported us now. It's our turn to support them.
The Revel Experience. Get experience!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Revel Experience. We got V Squared here. We got H Train.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Good morning. I'm
Caveman.
fired up this morning.
I was a minute ago. I at the risk of getting vulgar, I shot my load.
Yeah.
We got Caveman and Mercury in the house.
What's up?
Welcome.
You know, I
Morning,
like this
everybody.
location. The only thing that I don't like is the parking.
Tiny ass
The-
parking lot.
Yeah. The parking is definitely like a tuna can. That's the only thing I don't like
Well,
about
the
the
conundrum
parking.
is the building looks empty, but yet the parking lot's full. Where are all the people? Are they on the third floor? Or
I don't
think
know.
People in the neighborhood parked in there too, like
You-
the side opposite of the building, like farther closer to the fence. I think
Really?
it's just the people that live around.
They might be just stealing
Because a
all our
lot of them are
spots.
snow covered. You know, like the days it
Oh,
snows,
yeah,
you'll get
yeah,
here
yeah,
and they're
yeah,
still
yeah.
covered in snow.
Very observant of the young man.
Yeah, I'm not observant. We already know that.
I have my days. Sometimes I feel like I'm super vigilant. Other days I'm like, really? Didn't even notice that?
Yeah.
And then today, after the show, me and V are going to go take a little trip skiing.
Yeah, we're gonna go
That
to
sounds like
Breckenridge for a week, but he's gonna go for a couple days. But I'm in for the long haul.
Yeah.
Everyone's bailing on me. Keith last night said, "Oh, I don't think we're gonna stay the whole week." That's fine.
So how
I'm
many
not offended.
So how many people are going to be there?
Just four.
Just four? So it's me, you, Keith, and who else?
Carl.
I don't think I met
I've
Carl
never met
yet.
Carl.
Okay.
He's a he's what you call a honorary member because he's not a vet. But
Okay.
He's a great guy. We play a lot of golf with him. We ski a lot with him. He's just a stand-up guy. He's an older gentleman. And I met him through Keith. He's the one I go on all the golf trips with and the
Okay.
time and stuff.
I'm as you guys are talking and stuff, I'm just making sure that we are good on the app and everything. And you know, doing that, let me tell you, we have a bunch of new things. So we created an application to be a DJ for gear. That we're getting ready to roll that out this week. Our good marketer Jack Ryan. I mean, he's phenomenal. We're doing that. We're going over gear and we're trying to do it so that we can give a DJ a interface and a mic every month. So that's one of the things that we're trying to imply, since LTD Tactical is our new sponsor. And then for our What The segment that we're going to have today, the sound crew, Mercury and AG, Mercury and Caveman, they found Elmo's tweets. They're going to share some of that with us.
It's great. Yeah, we got some laughs.
Waiting with bated breath.
We got some laughs this morning.
It's not so much what Elmo said, but what people said to Elmo.
Yeah, the responses to Elmo were the best part.
Do we have morning comments?
Yes, we do.
All right, let's.
So what we got.
Oh, yeah.
Tender.
Hey, check this out, guys. If you haven't checked out their show, Turnbuckles and Stogies, every Sunday, 7 a.m., they give you the highlights and they review what's going on in the wrestling world, and they introduce some new cigars. If you're a cigar person, I'm not really a cigar person. Are you a cigar person?
I occasionally will partake on the golf course because Carl, the guy I was talking to earlier, he the second he pulls into the parking lot, boom, cigar goes. He doesn't smoke any other time except on the course, so he's kind of corrupted me. But I don't do it very often because I don't want to get hooked on those damn things. So,
and then
it's not a cheap habit.
No, it isn't. It isn't
expensive.
Very expensive.
And then for our drop in the mic later on in the show, we learned from Heroes Media Group. Adam Bird, he does a station as well, and he was talking about something that really struck my eye, and I want to know what you guys are thinking about it. Elon Musk has created this like new chip that they insert in your brain and all that stuff. Well, I thought it was far-fetched. Well, we found an article. They've found their victims. They're literally going to be doing this. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that as well. And then, of course, our interview today is going to be Tony Brown. He talks about, now, if you've followed us for the last year, when we first moved in the studio, we talked to Tony Brown about coding and gaming and stuff. That's when DV Radio was with us.
Right.
Well,
So
he has a new project now, and that new project is homeless vets, building houses for them in the South, I believe the South Carolina area. But we'll find out. We'll get into it more. Before we get started, like the whole show, the one thing that I want to do, you know how at the end of the show I always say, "Hey, what did you learn today?" I want to start something new. I want to throughout the broadcast, I want to work on goals. Like the goals that I want to do on this broadcast is really getting good information out, and if you're having like a bad day, like what we can do to kind of like reset your body. Mercury,
like anger management.
Yeah, Mercury. Like when
Me
you
too.
get
Me too, B.
Mercury, when you get upset, like what do you? And make sure we're good on time. I haven't even checked to see if
808. Got a few.
I haven't even checked to see if we're good on the radio. But when you get upset, Mercury or HG, what do you do?
I usually just try to get a moment to myself and take some deep breaths.
We're not on Sam's.
And just, separate myself from the situation for a minute. Try to get an outside perspective. Because most of the time, you're getting upset about something. Later on, you realize, like, hey, maybe I didn't need to be as upset about it as I needed to. So I think, for me, at least, backing away from the situation for a second and just like letting myself like calm down helps me approach it more maturely.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. 99.9% of the time, it's something else, completely unrelated.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Why you're upset. Like if I'm working on my car and I'm having issues with my car, I can't figure it out, whatever. And then I come in and I interact with my wife, and also we have an argument. Well, that it wasn't her, it was, this other issue with my car. So that usually it's like this morning with me. So we'll gloss over that issue and I'll deal with that later. But anyways, 99% of the time it's something else that's bothering you.
Right. And you just
take it out on that convenient victim,
It's like whatever's in front of you is just going to get all your rage. But if you step back, you're like, wait a second, this isn't even really bothering me all that much.
Yeah.
I'm more stressed about this. This is what's really got me angry.
Exactly.
So when I get upset, I know this sounds really dumb, but what I usually do is I get like 2 cups of ice and I take a cold bath. Because for some reason it sucks all the anger out, and like I start like refocusing. That's one of the things that I do when I get really, really upset about something, or like I'll just be sitting there on the couch and like I'll be getting this anxiety. And it's like, why the hell am I getting anxiety? I don't know why I'm triggered. And then I tell my wife when she comes in, I'm like, look, I'm just letting you know, I don't know why, but I've been triggered and I am in a really bad mood. And like, you know how some people, like when they're in bad moods, they throw their phone or they hit the wall or something. I fold laundry and I like really whip the clothes and hit the bed. I know that sounds stupid, but that's what I do. What do you do, Caveman?
He beats up the laundry hamper.
First instinct. I mean, that's not a bad idea. First instinct, probably throw stuff like you said, but usually just do something, just distract my mind from whatever I'm thinking about for a little bit. Because usually, like we were saying, it's not that big of a deal. So just kind of do something, distract me for a little bit, take my mind off of it.
Yeah, really. What do you gain when you're right? It's like,
well, you know, and the thing is like it hasn't been that long since you guys have graduated like high school and stuff, right? It's only been what, 5 years or 4 years?
About 5 for me.
And see,
6 this year.
And the hard thing about that is, like when we were in school, we didn't have the internet. So, you get bullied at school, you would be able to go home and reset and, everything would be calmed down. You can't do that now because when something happens, now they get on the internet and, nobody wants everybody to like just sit there and pick at them, So you guys have grown up in like a really, really hard society, a really, really hard culture. And
that's just people on the internet are really that's where their negativity comes out. They just show how miserable they are by talking shit about everybody on the internet.
Now, are we on Instagram Live?
I actually can't get it to start up. I was going to wait till we went on our break to let you know.
Okay. All right. And
Lisa says, have a great day, guys.
Hey, Granny, thank you so much.
We
now,
appreciate it.
Granny, I'll tell you what, since you're listening, if you want, put in those links. She has a show that they have every week. Vets Coming Clean, or not Vets Coming Clean. It's Leftovers. Put that link in there and, you go ahead and plug your thing in the comments. We have no problem with that. I only have a problem with like nonprofits posting links and stuff when we're talking to another nonprofit. But when we're doing like intro and stuff, I'm totally up for plugging people and their cause and what they're doing. But their station is Vets Coming Clean, and they have a fantastic show with a group show. It's Leftovers. And they have some very fascinating interviews on there that I catch every once in a while, And these guys, this last show that they did, can you believe that Mercury and HG and Caveman, their video that they did, dude, they got like over 1,000 views.
Right on.
Yeah. So, and that's pretty good. So with that being said, I guess we go on our first break, and when we come back, we'll be unless you have something that you want to talk. I didn't mean to steal your thunder, because you this is your show.
I know, we're good. Let's go to our first break, and then when we come back, we're gonna continue the conversation.
All right, awesome. So whatever you do, stay with us. Don't go away. You're listening to the show that
Veterans of Voice, where we educate, communicate, congregate, fascinate, liberate.
All right, there we go.
Good morning, everybody. Archer here. Today is September 4th. It's a Friday, so I thought, what the heck? Let me get on here real quick, throw a video together, talk a little bit about my past as you go with me along my journey of massive change. You're going to learn a little bit about me. And a big part of my personal history is the military, my service for 11 years in the United States Air Force, doing ground transportation. And, Friday's pretty cool little time when we call it Red Friday. So it's remember everyone deployed. If you just put on some type of red object. So today I'm wearing a bright, a nice, very obvious Red Friday t-shirt. And I thought, hey, what the heck? Let me jump on here and explain a little bit about that. So yeah, I was in for 11 years. That's my history prior to my current company. And for those of you that do support the troops, on Fridays, if you throw something on that's red, whether it's a lapel pin or a pair of socks or a t-shirt or a shirt or a hat or something, you'll know that you're giving the support for all of our deployed troops. That other people spend some extra time helping out deployed troops. And the easiest way really to find out what you can do is to go to the uso.org, and they have a bunch of links on how you can volunteer your time to support the troops, help pack care packages for those that are deployed, and a lot of different opportunities there. So, I know all troops, we really do appreciate all the support that we get while we're deployed and while we are, when we're back, frankly. So it's a pretty cool feeling. Know that the society accepts and appreciates your efforts. Personally, don't need a big to do about it, but it's nice every once in a while to see other people supporting our troops. So before I end this, I did want to talk a little bit about this shirt and this company. And I just it was this year, 2020, that I came upon them. So really they've been out since 2016, 2017, due to one guy lost his buddy in the Marines due to suicide. So it was a very, I guess, traumatic. It was very an enormous loss in Kelly, who started this business, and it's called Till Valhalla Project. Started off by making plaques and sending them throughout the country, and today I believe they do mainly apparel, and really it's to help combat veteran suicide as a bigger thing overall. So it's a very, very cool project. It's important, in my opinion, that everybody continues to move forward. We realize that the military folks, the veterans, the people that are active duty, people that are retired, or that are no longer with us, that they just get remembered for what they did. And I'm not really a fan of all the fanfare and that, but again, just to see the little things that people do that show recognition, that means more to me than anything else. So definitely Till Valhalla Project is a great project out there. They recognize that there is an epidemic of veteran suicides tied to PTSD. PTSD is real in my book. I've experienced it myself and came out of that. And I feel like, if I can support them and then show my support by wearing the t-shirt and talking about them a little bit, then that's what I want to do. So I'm going to wrap this video up. It's Friday. It's time for us to get out there, have an awesome day today, and hopefully you can enjoy your weekend. This is Labor Day weekend, so for those of you that actually have the Monday off, have fun, be respectful, do something great, make massive change in your life, and support others around you. So thanks for watching my video and sticking with me on this journey. And you guys,
what makes LTD unique in the history of tactical? No CEO has ever been through what I've been through with Tierney.
Mama, I've I've been catching thrills, won't you please forgive me? And I've been mixing pills with some weed and whiskey. I hope I don't see some blue lights crossing more than yellow lines. Maybe one day they're gonna get me. One day they're gonna get me. One day they're gonna get me. I've been losing sleep just to chase the wrong one, and we've been doing things that we won't speak on. I ain't gonna deny it, no reason to hide it. Say what you want. They love to throw dirt on me like I'm already 6 feet deep. These voices in my
Welcome back. Welcome back. I feel so much better.
Yeah.
I had a little confrontation this morning, and I, got a little sideways, and I went up and apologized.
Dude, it takes
and we had a
fucking
moment
big
there.
thing.
Me and Mike had a moment there where we're like, kindred spirits now.
Hey, you know what?
I see a long, illustrious friendship.
There you
I tell you what, it takes a huge person to go up and apologize and stuff. That takes huge
Well, thank you
cojones.
for that.
So
I appreciate
yeah,
that.
it really does.
And I know I was raised better than what you guys witnessed, but so I was like, okay, come on. Like you said, take a step back. Cooler heads prevail. We don't interact with these guys all the time, but we're in the same building. We need to have a good relationship.
Right.
We don't want to have tension. Every time I see that guy, there's going to be tension, and it's like,
It's always awkward if you're bumping into your neighbors.
and then it just builds upon itself,
Mhm.
and then you realize, like you said, you're like, why are we even fighting, dude? It's just, I forgot what we were fighting about.
Right. And the thing about it is, like, people don't get it. You can sit there and poke at somebody and constantly poke at them, but guess what? They're not going anywhere. They're gonna still be there. So if you keep on poking at them, nothing's gonna get fixed until you can, like, sit there and talk about it and compromise and meet in the middle. Doesn't mean you guys have to be friends, but
No, it doesn't mean that you're going to get everything resolved, but
Right.
at least you can have some middle ground. I think we can all attest to this. We all remember that kid in school that used to get picked on. I was one of them. And he just one day reaches his limit and he unloads, and
the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Yeah, he kicks someone's butt because he's got all that pent up anger, or she does. And man, I remember I've experienced that. I remember there was this kid that everybody picked on. He was kind of goofy looking, and we were out on the track doing doing track events and running and stuff and long jump and all that. And I never really did any, picked on him, and I just said, I'm going to pick on him.
Right.
Man, he clocked me one good. Boy, I never mess with him again.
So I have a story and then we'll go into but I had the story when I was little. There was this kid that everybody picked on. Okay. And I wanted so much to be part of the cool kid crowd. Right. So we're talking, and they're telling me what, giving me this plan on what I need to do and everything. Okay. And we just beat the crap out of this kid. Okay. And I'm like sitting back and I'm like, wow, I feel like shit. I honestly, I felt it. And I learned real quick what empathy was, and I finally went over to him and I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, oh, that's okay. He's like, because of this, my parents are moving. And I'm like, wow, that one instant, that little mess up that I did because I learned empathy, that was the effect. So I felt that because of what I did, I kind of ruined that kid's life. And I don't know if he's listening or not. But I believe his name was Rich, and I learned empathy that day. I learned empathy. empathy goes a long way. It really does, you know.
And it's a forgotten emotion, really.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, you know,
especially
and
like you talked earlier about the internet and all this social media stuff. It really is a lost emotion. It really is. And it's sad.
Yeah. Sometimes the middle ground, though, is hating each other. Sometimes there's just no winning with people.
That's
Well,
true.
yeah, I mean that's why they come up with let's just agree to disagree.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can
very
still be
true.
respectful. You don't have to be a complete ass and not just and disrespect that person as a human being. That is where I draw the line. You don't have to, you might disagree, like you said. You might not have middle ground. You might just see differently, but you can be respectful. You can say, hey man, no hard feelings or whatever. But yeah, it's that respect thing that's huge. It's like we hear it all the time in the news about, if it's a certain person of a certain color of skin, it's on the front page news, they're abducted or they're missing or they're kid, but if it's a prostitute that's, indigent and, of a different color of skin, it doesn't even make the paper, and there's no resources put towards that. So human life's a human life.
Yeah.
It's just like, the lawyer will tell you, everybody deserves representation, and they do, regardless if they're, mass murderers but I don't want to get too deep into that, but just that respect issue I think is huge.
Well, talking about respect, that brings us into our What the segment.
Sweet.
Those are cool tats, man.
Oh, for real. Thank you, bro. You see the Cobra?
And what is this one?
Oh, this? That's my credo. No regrets.
You have no regrets?
Dad?
No. Like not even a single letter?
No way. Not me.
Well, I love him. I think he's great.
Okay.
I think he's a real winner, Casey. If I were you, I wouldn't use protection.
What the? All right. So because of our perfect sound crew, no, our sound crew is awesome. I usually give my sound crew the goal. They have to come up with the What the segment. And I tell you what, let's put that phone number in there and check the comments, make sure everything's good. But if you want to if you want to join in, 720-619-0627, you can certainly call in. But
another comment from the Stogies and
yeah.
Turnbuckles.
And he says, is there a way to, yep, there we go. Yep, give us a call. The What the segment that we're going to talk about is, I don't know if you remember, but a couple of months ago, Wendy's did their whole Twitter thing, and like they were roasting people. Well, it looks like Elmo was Elmo being roasted, or were people roasting Elmo?
Elmo tweeted basically what we're talking about. Elmo tweeted, "How are you guys doing?" Basically just checking in on some people. And the replies from some of these people were pretty crazy. We got this guy was being pretty philosophical with Elmo. In the grand scheme of the universe, our existence is merely a blink, devoid of inherent meaning or purpose. We are fleeting shadows in an indifferent cosmos.
That was replying to Elmo.
Oh, you're muted.
Sticky button. Am I still?
Right now.
Make sure your volume's up on the.
Yeah.
Hello? How about now?
Well, there you go.
There you go.
There's that sexy voice.
It was a volume.
Hey,
Welcome.
okay. So yeah, this guy's replying to Elmo, just asking how everybody's doing.
Turn him down a little bit. That's like, there we go.
And this was just a simple tweet from the Elmo Twitter account, just asking how everybody's doing, and it got thousands, like tens of thousands of replies.
The tweet
and
had
quote retweets.
204 million views, just from how many people were replying to it. Domino's Pizza UK put that photo up.
Give us this lovely image. A lot of people just in the comments are like, I'm at my limit, Elmo. I don't know how much longer I can do this." Or it was just a lot of people giving it just dumping their trauma
It
on
was-
Elmo. It got to the scale where Elmo, he had to put up a follow tweet and be like, wow, it's really important for people to talk about how they're doing. And then the president of the United States
The
replied to
POTUS?
Elmo.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep.
Look at this. Here we go. We got it up on screen now.
I know how hard it is some days to sweep the clouds away and get to a sunnier day. Our friend Elmo is right. We need to be there for each other, offer our help to a neighbor in need, and above all else, ask for help when we need it. Even though it's hard, you're never alone. So this tweet, as much of the weird stuff that we got of people just trying to troll, we got something pretty decent out of it,
Yeah.
right? We
Yeah.
got
Right.
a pretty good message.
I do got to say, like,
Yeah.
you know, Biden, you got a lot on your hands. Do you really need to be talking to a Sesame Street character right now?
Really retweeting Elmo.
Are you trying to gain some traction in the polls, or
Yeah, what are you doing? Why don't you worry about what's
hey,
going on
desperate
in
times call for
Texas?
desperate measures.
A lot of people are like, bro, Biden, I can't afford my rent, and you're over here talking to Elmo.
We have a phone call.
Oh, we got a call.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Bring him in.
I think I know who it is. Is it Santa?
It's the OG cigar tender.
Hey, what's up, brother? How are you? Hold on. Let me make sure the volume is up. Hold on. Why is that doing that?
All right.
Technical difficulties. 1 second.
Yeah.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, so still having technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's like
a connection issue.
I wonder if this thing went out.
We apologize for that, folks, but anyway, we're going to try to get this caller on the line and converse with them, but in the meantime, how about this weather? So it's really been nice this week. I mean, I've been out playing golf, disc golf, mountain biking, and we're supposed to get some weather this weekend, fellas.
Yeah, I heard it's supposed to snow.
But it's supposed to not be really cold though, like low 40s. So it's probably not going to stick. However, the mountains where we're headed,
get some fresh pow.
Supposed to be getting
Oh, it's perfect timing then.
Some good stuff. Yeah,
That's perfect timing for your trip.
Perfect timing. So I'll sneak in there with my little 2-wheel drive car and stay the week, and hopefully it won't be an issue coming back. But looking for that. But they're talking about like a serious dumping, hopefully.
Not bad then.
And I'm looking forward to that for sure. Another news. I recently found out that people that own pit bulls in Denver County, which this is not new, but the voters voted down that law. And hold on a sec, we'll get back to that.
Hello.
All right, there we go.
Now we can hear you.
Oh, all right. There we are. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, guys.
How are you?
Man, I'm fantastic. Hey, listen, you guys got impeccable timing on getting me on. I got to share something with you guys. First of all, so you guys know, I am a veteran. I was in the Army. Most of the time was done in the reserve, but I want to thank all of you guys for your service. I appreciate everything you guys have done, and you guys are absolutely amazing. You guys are truly my heroes. I love you guys. You guys are fantastic. I'm happy to be on here on a Friday. I'm usually working, so I never get to see the show, but I'm off today, so I'm happy to be on here with you guys.
Nice.
Ditto, buddy. Ditto.
Yeah. I love your show. I love your turnbuckles and stogies. I'm not into like the cigar and stuff, but I love how you guys talk about, what's going on with WWE and AEW and all that stuff. I really love that part of the show.
Man,
yeah.
Thanks, man. We have so much fun doing it. And it's the best part about the podcast is doing it with, honest to God, real life, my best friends. I mean, it's amazing that you can do a podcast in itself, but when you're doing it with your best friends, it transcends it to a whole new level. And hopefully that comes across in the show. We have a fantastic time doing it. It's such a wonderful outlet for us to share our passions, wrestling, cigars, and our appreciation for the military. So, H, we appreciate you and MBR for giving us this opportunity, and we're super stoked that we're now on Roku TV, which is just amazing.
Yes, and me and him, we learned real quick how to get the channel on Roku. So I thought I was smart, and I had to go to YouTube. If you can't do anything, if you don't know how to do something, always YouTube it.
Oh,
And
I love YouTube.
And for those that do the YouTube, let me tell you, we don't need an introduction, cut the 5-minute introduction, just get to the point when you're doing the YouTube. There's a huge difference between like doing like a YouTube show or like a show like this. This would sound like totally different. But YouTube, I hate that stuff. It's like fast forward that
moving,
shit.
Yeah, you're moving forward, fast forward to get to the good
exactly. Drives me.
I don't need all that background.
Absolutely.
Well, OG, I would love to talk to you more, but we got to go on to the next segment. But thank you so much for calling, man.
Yeah,
and
appreciate it.
We love your show. We love you guys, and you keep rocking it. And if I didn't tell you today, thank you for your service, OG. I really appreciate you. I really do.
Yeah, man. Thanks so
I do
much.
it again in a heartbeat. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic day.
You too.
You too. Bye.
All right. Awesome. That was OG. I love it when people call in and stuff. Okay. So it is that time. It is. What, do you guys want to go on a break, or do you guys want to go right to dropping the mic?
Let's go right into dropping the mic.
Okay. Let's do it. Drop the mic.
Well, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not going to do what you all think I'm going to do, which is just flip out.
All right. So
pull up this article.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, I kind of stole this idea from the Heroes Media Group. We're gonna have Heroes Media Group on next week, and my co-host is gonna be Jen from LTD Tactical. So that's gonna be a really good time. But we found the article that he was talking about. Elon Musk, Elon Musk is basically the next Steve Jobs. I mean, he literally is. So they have decided that to put a microchip inside a person's brain. Well, everybody's like, okay, yeah, whatever, kind of thing. Well, now it's a reality because they have, I don't know, is it a human or is it a monkey? What is it?
It is. It says, subsequently been recruiting patients with paralysis who could potentially benefit from implants to help them communicate and control external electronics. So, looking like super soldiers. Looks like they might be trying to create something that will help people walk again, which is actually kind of crazy.
That would be amazing, man.
Insane.
I would be first in line for that. I'd be willing to be like a guinea pig to, see if that could help me. Because, if I'm doing this good stuff with TBI, can you imagine what I could do if I didn't have a TBI? What else does it say?
Let's see.
Looks like they had to have a robot. Or they developed a robot to insert the implants, because the threads of our implants are so fine that they cannot be inserted by a human hand.
It says they've been developing cosmetically invisible implants that are hermetically sealed, powered by wireless charging from outside the body. So you got to plug yourself in, but maybe it's like the...
so you have to plug in?
It says it has wireless charging from outside the body.
Could you imagine?
So it's kind of like one of those things you drop your phone on. It
So kind of like an
it.
RFI or something.
Yeah.
Being out of the party and be like, hey guys, my brain chip's about to die. Can I go?
Just go and lay down on the pillow.
I could just see you in the swimming pool. I can see you in the swimming pool just sitting there and maybe pull, dude, are you peeing? No, man, I'm recharging.
Or people can't get in the swimming pool.
Yeah,
You're gonna shock
do a cannonball in the swimming pool. You get a little water up the nose, and it's like, oh, I got somebody throw me in rice. I got water in my brain.
Yeah.
Throw me in rice. They'll be
Yeah.
back in 24 hours.
Someone take me to You Break It, You Fix It. Or You Break, We Fix It.
That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. What you know, I've heard of people doing like they like carve, they install like a watch in their wrist. I've heard people doing that, but microchip in the
a little
brain.
chip in your like the web of your thumb and your index finger, or somewhere on your hand, and then you can access, like you can swipe into work, you start your card, all that stuff. I've heard of that, but I don't know, kind of interesting.
Yeah. Right.
A lot of people, a lot of conspiracy theorists out there are going to be in an uproar.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yep. What
Just
does it give the
saying.
name of the person that they're doing this experimental surgery to?
It does not.
They
Okay.
wanted to keep it.
His only
private.
info he tweeted was the first human received an implant from @Neuralink yesterday and is recovering well.
Okay, so they've already done it. It's not like a
Yeah.
shuttle thing where it's getting ready to launch. They've already launched it. Okay, so
Yeah, they'll
hopefully
just-
this doesn't go bad.
Initial results show promising neuron spike detection.
Wow. Well, it's crazy how much technology has advanced. Like when I first got my traumatic brain injury, they didn't have the hyperbarics chamber, and I just went through the hyperbarics chamber, hyperbarics chamber, and I think I would have been better if I had that done, right after my injury happened, instead of it prolonging, if that makes sense. What is your thoughts about the microchip in the brain?
Well, I mean, I think, if it's going to benefit somebody that's having, issues or, paralysis or what have you, or I think it's a good thing, but, there's always that abuse of technology that's going to, that rears its ugly head. And then people want to use it for, for not so, righteous stuff. And so that would be my concern, is that it's going to be sabotage. It's going to be corrupted.
People don't understand how important or how vital the brain is. Like you can get like knocked out on your brain, wake up and be paralyzed on either your arm, your leg, complete numbness. It doesn't always have to be like like a bone break or a slip disc, or when your bones, like when your spine and stuff fuse. People don't understand that you can do some serious damage brain. Even like if you get in a fight, you can get in a fight with somebody and they can be totally fine there, and then the next day they're like handyman, kind of, that In Living Color, remember that handyman, the Superman or whatever. I think people, the brain is just so, it's so surprising, and I don't even think that we've touched the tip on what the brain can do and what it can't do. And the more technology and the more advancements that we go through, I think I don't think there's a limit. I think the sky's the limit when it comes to the new technology and stuff. I mean, I'll tell you, when I went to Sochi, Russia, the thing that I thought was funny, they're way more advanced than we are. Okay. As soon as I got there, they have free wireless internet all over Russia. Like you don't have to worry about hitting a network. It's automatic, kind of like you're in your house. It's always internet connection.
Really? And
Yeah.
and it's free?
It's free. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's like, I don't understand why we haven't did that.
Well,
But there's a lot of
we're a capitalist society.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
do anything for free.
That's true.
I mean,
That is very true.
We were one of the only countries in the UN to say that food's not a right a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah. No, there there was a huge vote a couple years ago between the UN, and only 2 countries voted no to making food a human right.
And we were one of them.
Yeah.
Who was the other one?
Israel.
Israel. Interesting.
Now I do know I read some things, and I gotta do further investigation on it. But some kind of like government bill that they've did, if you're a disabled vet, you're supposed to get like this phone line and the internet for free. It's like USA Mobile or whatever. And the only reason why I haven't really like promoted that yet is because I've got to find out if it's like legit or if it's not legit, because there's so many companies out there talking, oh, this is free, but it's not really free. I talked with an intern yesterday. He was like, okay, he was like, you say that this program is free. How much do I have to pay later on? And I'm like, no, you don't have to pay anything. This is free. I believe that veterans should be able to have access to the radio, internet, and it not cost them. I know that when it was Military Brotherhood Radio a long time ago in 2005, Jim, he was always in the red because he felt that it was important for the veterans to be able to talk and to listen to today's music and stuff. And whenever I got with other stations, they were always like, well, you need to pay your airtime, $50 a month, blah, blah, blah. That'd be okay if I'm trying to make money, but I'm trying to get resources out. I'm trying to get information out about nonprofits and stuff like that. You shouldn't have to pay for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember when I first started this, I wanted to do, Liberty Tax. They every year, which I wouldn't encourage it because they're not very good with the taxes, because I got audited. I got audited 2 years in a row. Liberty Tax, yeah. Liberty Tax, they do a free thing for first responders and military. They don't have you pay for the taxes. They do your taxes and stuff. I didn't have a very good result with Liberty Tax. That's the reason why I don't promote it. But I wanted to promote them at the time, and the first word was, well, how much is that going to cost us? And I'm like, that it shouldn't cost anything to promote something that's going to help somebody. But unfortunately, like you said, it's a capitalist country.
They assumed that you were gonna force them to pay to say their name on the air.
Yeah,
that's so dumb.
Yeah, but any other radio station, it is.
They're asking for money.
Yeah.
Way, yeah.
When I worked at 104.3 The Fan, 30 seconds, one commercial was $430. Yeah. And so, hey, we're getting the top of the hour. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break. And then when we come back off of that break, the top of the hour, Tony Brown's here. So whatever you do, stay with us. Don't go away. You're listening to the Revel Experience,
where you experience.
Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Danny with Admit Campsite. So today I want to go ahead and share a program that I found and that I've been part of the last few months, and that is the Catch a Lift Fund. Now this program is a unique program that helps veterans all over the United States to recover and rehabilitate both physically and mentally through physical fitness and motivation and support. Now, this program actually assists you with getting yourself back in shape in order to focus and to have that healthy mindset. So in this program, there's an 8-week initiation process. Catch a Lift will provide you with the link. So in that link, it's going to prompt you to a dashboard where you're going to have reports for the next 8 weeks. And every week on Friday, you're going to have to input a report. It's self-explanatory. The real hard part is getting yourself to the gym or getting up in the morning or whenever and working out every day. That's the hardest part. So you do 8 weeks of reporting every Friday, and you'll have a contact, which is your sponsor, which will be your Catch a Lift coach. They'll provide you that sponsor in the beginning before you start your 8 weeks. And you'll get to know that sponsor. You'll have communications with them. You'll have a conference call with them online. You'll have a conversation in reference to what goals are you trying to achieve, and what are your struggles and challenges throughout this process. So once you're done with that 8-week process, you'll be able to apply for a grant, whether it's 1 year of free membership to any gym up to $1,200, or some free gym equipment, or I'm not sure how that works. But I will place their link down below. So a little bit about the program and the stats. So 86% of all donations go to the Catch a Lift veterans programs. There's over 6,000 veterans and 412 caregivers in the Catch a Lift program. Over 8,600 grants have been awarded to veterans, and there has been over 6.7 million raised in donations. So the program has been a huge help in helping our veterans get back on their feet. Please share this content with others. We never know who this information might touch and who it might help out. But thank you so much for joining me on this information content piece. Please don't forget to subscribe, like this content, and don't forget to share. And I'll catch you on the flip side.
I want a home in Nicaragua, a graceland of my own. Maybe, well, she'll come down there with me, but I'm taking the dog if I go. Bushwhacking through the jungle to carve out humble slice of land. Maybe I'll finally drop the onus that I picked up out of blood so sad. Turn me back into stardust, forge me into the light, fractured into 100 billion atoms, and I'll fade back into the night. A ripple sound across my eardrums, it's moving at the speed of lonesome time. Some nights I'll dream about my mother. She visits to remind me to be kind. And I'll build an empire out of spirit, and I'll pierce that gold mine deep within, and I'll feed on only air and water. Hop back in line, take the cosmic ride again. Turn me back into stardust, Forge me into the light, fractured into 100 billion atoms. And I'll fade back into the night. And I'll fade back into the night. And I'll fade back into the night. And I'll fade back into the night.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We squared here. We got Mercury filling in for H Train. He's taking a massive dump.
Ah, there he is. He's back.
Oh, he's
Got
back.
our
Oh,
Wi-Fi
man.
issues.
Ooh, did you smell that?
Continuing.
Oh, somebody get the spray. No, we were just making sure we had another pretty
Should we
face
do
up
with
here
the
until you got
Wi-Fi?
back. Our Wi-Fi folks has just been
So
giving us
TikTok
a fit this week.
watching our new tab load for 10 minutes
All right, I'll stand. I'm gonna let the techno wizard do his thing.
because everything's frozen pretty much. It's frozen on that. The live on Facebook's been looking at that for like 20 minutes.
So, anyways,
Hopefully y'all can still hear us.
yeah, hopefully you
Our
can hear
beautiful
us.
voices.
Hopefully you can make out something.
They can hear us.
We have,
It's just that
we have
got
a very
frozen
special
screen.
guest coming. I forgot that we had Tony on before. He is a bona fide gamer, and not only that, but he writes code and he's developing an app. He was developing an app last time we talked to him, and now he's got a new project of building homes. I believe building homes for veterans. Yes.
Yep. So I'm gonna,
Tony Brown.
refresh.
Man, he's man of many trades.
Yeah.
I mean, coding is real time consuming.
Kids, students that are interested in that, and he puts them through like a training program. So
Oh wow.
I was intrigued because my grandson's a big time gamer, and I think he would love that. And he's like this math nerd. I mean, it's weird because like 3 years ago, I hate math. He's always hated school ever since he was little. But all of a sudden, his math brain clicked on. He's phenomenal, dude. He's like he's in 5th grade and he's at a 10th grade level math. So, and I was like, dude, don't lose that, man. Math and science, that's where it's at.
Seriously,
Yeah.
those are money makers right there.
The big ones.
Yeah, so I'm excited to hear what Tony has to say about this new venture he's got and the other things that he's been working on. And like H said earlier, it's just so nice to have a bevy of resources that not only for our veterans and our viewers and stuff, but for ourselves. I mean, things that we can take advantage of, things that we can experience, and again, that's what this show's all about. The Revel Experience is getting you experience, getting you to get out of your funk, to grow and promote a healthy lifestyle, to learn new things, get out of your comfort zone. That's one thing that in the military that is bred into us, is that you're taken out of your comfort zone. I mean, they completely break you down and then rebuild you the way they want you. So it's not an unfamiliar, it may be unpleasant for others, than others. I know I struggled with it when I went in. I had a tough time dealing with that, but the end product was great. And so that's our whole platform is getting you not only getting you the information, but and facilitating things, but helping you along the way, helping you get where you want to be. If we don't have the answer, we'll find it. And there's always new VA laws that are coming out or have come out that may apply to your situation. If you are
We're
folks.
back on.
Sorry about all that, folks. We're having a
Okay.
little bit of technical difficulties. It's par for the course. It happens.
Yeah.
You know, everybody experiences this kind of stuff. But anyways, as I was saying earlier, just we're here to help. We're here to educate you, communicate, collaborate, celebrate, so we can proliferate. That's the thing that we do. We do that. We're here for you folks. So
All right, here we go.
if you have something you want us to help you with, or you want to talk about, please call in the show.
All right, here we go.
Interview of the week sponsored by LTD Tactical.
Hey,
Morning, Tony.
Tony.
What's
Nice
good?
to see you again.
What's good? Y'all can hear me?
Oh yeah, we can
Yes,
hear
sir.
you, man.
We're shaking. We're shaking.
It's great to see you, man. It's been a while. I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning. So when he said Tony's coming on, he had to kind of jog my memory. I'm like, right on, man. I've been wanting to talk to him. So welcome to the show. How's everything going with you?
Good. I was trying to stream this to my channel, then I forgot. I was like, no, I'm in a cough right now with y'all guys. Y'all just be like remind me of group back in the days when we just unfiltered deployments, you know. We just, I feel like amongst brothers instead of business. I'm like, I can't even be business oriented because I get too caught up in the brotherhood.
Yeah. I hear you. That's a good thing.
That's man.
Definitely,
So I
definitely.
hear you're no rest for the wicked or the weary. You have a new venture that you're starting, and tell us more about it. And because I know before, if I remember correctly, you were developing an app, and you were
video game. No, it was a video game. In fact, we actually developing a video game to bring life to the veterans and the active duty soldiers that actually see all this gaming going on, but they don't have our likenesses and stuff attached to it. So we're coming together and developing a video game that actually from us, you know what I'm saying, to the community.
Oh,
That's
cool.
awesome.
That is awesome. That's a great way of
What kind of
producing that.
What kind of game is it? I'm off camera here.
Black Point BR, which is Black Point Battle Royale. It's like a battle royale game.
Oh, okay.
VR.
Oh, yeah. These guys perked up in their chairs.
And are you going probably more like realism, or what kind of approach are you taking with that?
We don't want to go too deep into realism, because we don't want to get too much flashbacks and stuff like that. So we having a little bit of the youth, getting a lot of youth involved to help create the game also, because they have a certain mentality on what they want to play and how they would like it, with the veterans backing them up. So they'll be our compass, so we won't go too far left or too far right.
That sounds good.
Yeah, we're trying to set up a meeting with Epic since we're in North Carolina at Fort Liberty. We trying to set up a meeting with Epic to have, so we can
Those guys know how to do a battle royale. So
yeah.
All right.
And didn't you say, Tony? I thought I heard you last time we talked that you're kind of teaching kids how to do code. Did I hear you?
Yeah, I partnered with another brother. He actually has a class. We're going to do it on February 10th in Raleigh, where we actually teaching code and we teach them how to create games also. So that's where the youth are coming in and really teaching us. Well, we teaching them, but they teaching us too at the same time. You know,
it is amazing, kids. Because I was telling H that I've got a 5th grade grandson, and he's a pretty good gamer, and it kind of your name popped into my head. I was like, man, I got to reach out to Tony and see if there's something we could do remotely or just somehow get him involved. He's really good at math. He loves gaming, and I think it'd be a good fit. So
yeah. So and the thing about what's good about gaming and coding, it works on the left side of your brain, so it teaches you to think outside the box. And I think we have to start teaching the youth in general into science and into math. That should be like the basics, and then grow
we were
from
just talking about that. I got chicken skin. We were just talking about that. Yeah, you know, and like you said, I mean, there's so many different distractions for kids these days, and it's just refreshing to hear. You know, not such good distractions, but it's just refreshing to hear that you're doing something that's going to be a positive thing, a wholesome thing that can help kids, uh, uh, further their lives and looking at the bigger picture instead of just immediate gratification. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what's good about it too. Because you ain't going to create the game overnight, so there's patience, and it's crazy. A lot of people say kids don't have patience, but put them in a basement with a video game they love, and you'll see days will disappear. They'll forget to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't go to the bathroom. They won't do anything. Exactly.
So it's just like when you understand that, it's just like, all right, now we can actually work. You know.
Yeah, and that's we got our grandson the PS5 for Christmas, and he's got his his gaming chair and his headset and all that and microphone, and he's in there for hours, and every once in a while we'll hear, is he alive in there? And all of a sudden you hear a little bit of an expletive. We're like, yeah, he's still kicking. He's still kicking. We got to go in there and rattle his cage and tell him, okay, gotta keep it clean. Going a little crazy with the expletives, but
Yeah, so we did this year. We got together. A group of us brothers too. So 2 weeks ago we did a human because last month was Human Trafficking Awareness Month. So we did a human trafficking tribute to a young lady who was actually kidnapped and forced into human trafficking trade. So we did a nice little birthday tribute to her. She came out. She spoke. See all the guys there. We did poetry for her. We did a painting that tribute to her, and then we played her movie that we did also because we create films as well.
wow, you wear many hats. It's impressive.
Yeah.
I feel so insignificant. That's awesome, man. That is so awesome. I mean, again, and my hat's off to you because you guys not only do you embrace it and acknowledge it, but you always take it to the next level, and that's awesome. That takes incredible energy and dedication. So my hat's off to you.
Yeah, definitely, brother. I'm trying to get unification in our community too. As you can see on my screen, we have an event this Tuesday with NC Vet Biz. Partner with them. They got a new president. I'm coming in assisting her, and what I want to do is get back to the basics of what a veteran and what military is, which is putting differences aside and actually accomplishing mission. We need to get back to mission base, from podcasting to nonprofits. I see that in the world, it's like, look, with us, we starting to be too civilian like and start being like cliques and crews and stuff like that. To me, it doesn't matter if you're a reserve or if you are Navy or you are Air Force, you still served, so it's more like bringing that together and we're just going out into the community and helping in different ways.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I concur. I mean, I think we do kind of get caught up in that and forget our roots. Where we because like you said, I mean, we all have our biases. We all have a little bit of we're in America, so there's racism is alive and well, and when you go into the military, you are forced to put those things aside and realize that I'm relying on this person, black, white, purple, yellow, whatever, to save my life, and he and me, so you were taught that we're a crew, we're a team, and we're out here protecting each other's butts. And so we have to put all those differences aside. And so I really like that idea that you guys are trying to proliferate that in your community.
Hey Tony, I'm here, even though you can't see me. I'm not the guy behind the curtain. I'm not Oz. But hey, I got a question for you.
What's good, brother?
With your project that you're going right now, what is the biggest thing that you're like hitting the wall on? Like, what is the most difficult thing that you think that we could help or the community could help? I mean, is it raising funds or is it raising awareness or
the
picture for us?
Yeah, the biggest problem, right? I'm not a problem, but the biggest thing we're trying to accomplish now, we're starting a fundraiser for a brother who got killed in Afghanistan 2013. So what we're doing is building homes, but every home we build, we name it after a fallen soldier. So our first home that we building is called the Peterson Kill Home. We starting that probably like February 13th or 14th, like that, to push out the fundraiser. We're trying to raise probably $50,000 to $100,000 just to get the 50 will get the basics down, which is the plumbing, electrical, and all the permits and stuff like that, and then continue raising after that. But we have the home selected already. It's by Fort Bragg. Well, keep saying Fort Liberty.
Oh, habits die hard.
Yeah. in a community. So definitely, if we can all come together and start building our community, especially like I always said, my contract says foreign and domestic. So if I can go in the middle of Afghanistan, why I can't go in the middle of a bad neighborhood and liberate that community as well and change those kids and those hearts and minds without trying to recruit them, but show them that there's better ways. We could teach them, trades, like, okay, come and help us build this house. So now that house got a name after it, they more prideful in the community. You see what I'm saying? And it's like it's like a memorial type wall, but it's a house. So now people know to respect their community in their area because people died for them to have that opportunity.
Yes, man, that is so powerful.
That
again, chicken.
It really is, Tony, and I really commend you for keeping on, because I tell you what, I'm sure when you first started, there wasn't anybody listening, there wasn't anybody viewing, and you just kept grinding, and then now you're starting to get support. Now you're starting to get visibility. Does that ever, paint the picture for us? Does that ever? Do you ever get discouraged?
All the time, a little bit. It's just more like I get discouraged because sometimes the people who care don't matter and the people who matter don't care. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you try to go out there and the people who can push the button or people that can make a difference with just a snap of their fingers, they don't really care because they caught up in the classism part of the community. Like you're not from a certain group or you're not from a certain unit, you know what I'm saying? Or you're not from this.
You're not part of the good boy system.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like going through that. And I thought that, leaving the military or becoming part of a veteran, that it was our obligation. Our contract wasn't when we left, our contract is forever. You know what I'm saying? We just have a different title when we leave the Army.
Yep. That's
yeah, I agree. The one thing that I've learned, especially in the radio business, is that, people get mad at other people for not supporting them or not, hyping them up, but yet they're not doing the same with the other person. You know what I mean? So it's like, how can you get upset that they're not helping or supporting if you're not like joining, if you're not involving yourself in the conversation? And one thing that I've learned is that's how you get people to drink the Kool-Aid, is you get them involved, you get their you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, definitely. And then, we have to understand sometimes our success is pointing out other people's failures. You see what I'm saying? So we have to put that on the table as well. When I go around, I do speaking engagements. I teach the dark side of success, and I try to make people understand that part. You doing good make other people look bad, especially in the workforce environment and just in certain environments in general, because they'll be like, you're doing more with less. So why are we giving our funding, or why are we, doing this? So, it's just so much in this community that we need to clean up as a people. I think 2024, we could do a clean slate and just take the people who care and keep moving.
Yeah, that's so true.
So true. So true. So, is there anything else before we go to the time shot? Because I want to give you a little bit of extra time. We've had some technology issues. I don't know if it's StreamYard or if it was our internet, but we went black, kind of thing.
Or if he fat finger bleeped it.
Yeah. So let us know, like, how can we help you?
When I you can reach out to me at Tony U Brown at Southern CC Inc. Inc.org or booking at TonyUBrown.com. But definitely, when I start launching the Kickstarter, I'm definitely going to bug you to push that out, or the GoFundMe or anything that I put out there for funding. I'm definitely going to bug you a little bit, and everything's going to be real time. So as we build the house, we're going to keep the audiences engaged and stuff like that, all the way to when we furnish the house and stuff. So when the house is completed, we'll have a big event out here to celebrate the completion of the house and then moving on to the next project.
And so the house is dedicated to the fallen soldiers' family. Is that how you're doing it?
Yeah, so we dedicated the house naming after the fallen soldier. So what we're trying to do is give veterans or turn into a safe space. So one of the parts of building a community, a lot of communities that have like a safe space, which is like a little center there where they can do computers and stuff like that. But a lot of these bad communities that we have across the United States don't have that. So if it's a rule in real estate back in the days when I was in the like 80s and the 90s, which was blood on the street by land. So a lot of this land that we get in these urban communities are, cheap, dilapidated homes. We're revitalizing that, and putting more love into the community. So now once we do that, we put a safe space with computers and stuff like that. It'll provide jobs and opportunity for the veterans that's in that community as well with the regular community itself.
Now, I've seen a lot of like nonprofits and even companies as well. They they have people like buy a brick and they put their name in stuff. If we have a soldier that we were close to and they died in the line of duty, what is the criteria to submit that to maybe you guys naming one of the houses or something after them?
So what we doing? We actually have a list of fallen soldiers because we here at Barracks, so we go through the list. We speak to the parents because we have to get their permission first.
Right.
There's some deaths are just too, I would say, impactful in certain people's lives, and they don't want that type of energy. They just want to be left alone. So we have to respect that as well. So we go through that little phase first, and then you see how you do the break. What we do more like a leaf, like a tree, and every payment, like we got green leaves on the tree, we got gold leaves, silver leaves, and bronze leaves. It's a donors tree, and then your payment, you will be on a leaf on that tree, depending on where your payment is at, whether you be on a lower part of the tree, and then we put that a part of the building, the house itself, so you can walk along and everybody will see it. We also raise money for the rooms in the house. So now, if you want to name a bedroom after you, we got the bedroom, we got the porch or the kitchen, things like that. That's how we raising funds as well.
Awesome. And I don't know because I came in late. The person that you have on that wall, the meet and greet, have you already explained who she is and tell us
Yeah, that's Tanya Jones. She just became the president of Vet on NC Vet Biz.
Okay.
It's a business organization that basically is like a chambers, but a business organization just for us, the veterans, to come together and utilize each other's resources, so
Like
we can
Chamber of
grow.
Commerce?
Yeah, like that, but it's just the veterans. It's about the
Gotcha.
veterans.
Gotcha.
You see
So is
what
it
I'm
kind of like a Rotary Club?
Yeah, same thing. Like, we got Rotary, Coroners, the Chambers,
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I didn't know if you already explained that. If you did, I'm sorry.
No, brother. No, you know it's gonna be real.
So, all right. Well, unless you, do you guys have any other questions?
I did have a question for Tony, a couple of them. So I know this game you're working on. Do you want to tell people when they can expect it to come out and where they might be able to find it?
We can go to blackpointbr.com, but we still in the building phases, and getting the team together. Games really typically take about 24 to 36 months to create. So that's why we are speaking with Epic to go the UAFN route, and hopefully we can get it out by Labor Day, and then do another run by, I would say, Veterans Day. We do a fundraiser, just to get the playable demo out. But what's different between us and everybody else, the community is coming together for the game. You see what I'm saying? It's not like we're creating a game for the community, so we're doing a little bit the opposite route. So everybody's coming together from North Carolina, from across the globe to say, hey, this is our game that we want.
Awesome. And then for people that want to get involved in all the things you're doing, whether it be building houses, coding, making video games, where can they go to, sign up and help get involved with everything you're doing?
Definitely email me. You can email me at booking@tonyubrown.com, or you could email me at tonyubrown@southernCCInc.org. Either or.
Right.
Or you can hit me up on 718-344-7378 to make it easier for everybody. That's my direct number.
All right,
Right,
awesome.
right.
Well,
and do you have that? Do you have his number there, H?
Now what?
Do you have his phone number? So I'd like to call him later and chat a little bit.
Tony, I think I can find it. If not, I can message.
Yeah. Can you
him
tell
for
us it again there, Tone?
718-344-7378.
All right, sir. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And it's just great stuff. I mean, I'm humbled by how much energy and how many things you're involved in, dude. And here I am tooting my own horn like 10 minutes ago, and I'm like, dude, you got work to do.
Always work to be done.
Yes, always work to be done.
It's the wild part. If we come together, even through a small group, it's the effectiveness of that small group. So not just getting the word out. We have a mission-oriented goals. Just to keep it mission-based. And I'd seen, being in third group, I've seen 13 men do amazing things. That go against the impossible. So I can imagine if we had that mentality as a nation. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So every program that you see, every program that I have is more for humanitarian. It's not racist. It's not sexist. It's not anything. Human trafficking is a humanitarian issue. It's a human issue. Hunger, food deserts, the garden I'm building, the meditations that I do for the youth and stuff like that, that's human issues. You see what I'm saying? So we can come together and back human issues. We don't have to worry about who's Republican, who's Democrat, who's a vet, who's a civilian. We know you're human first.
Yep. And again, chicken skin. We were just talking about that, a little bit ago about, human respect for human life,
Mm-hmm.
and acknowledging the fact that we all come from different walks. We all have different views, but we're all related in that aspect of being part of humanity. Thank you so much, Tony. So I think we're gonna go to time to shine. Yes, H?
Yep, there we go. So you know the deal. It is your time to shine.
This is your time to shine, baby. It's your time to shine.
Hey, high speed. So I told you, it's my time to shine, or is it your time?
Yes, it's your time to shine, Tony. So anything that we didn't talk about, or anything that you have a burning desire to share that is near and dear to your heart, this is your time to shine.
Yes, definitely. Look out for the Peterson Kill fundraiser. We actually want to actually have that house built by, I would say, 4th of July or just June general, as soon as possible, actually. We'll be pushing out the fundraiser about February 14th at www.southernCCInc.org. It'll be on our website. Contact me directly if you want to assist at 718-344-7378. Like I said, you could text me, contact me. That's my direct number, open to the public. Let's connect, and hope to see you soon and hear from you soon.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Definitely going to do that. And it's just always a pleasure having you on. You're just a bevy of information and resources, and I look forward to future collaborations with you and your organization.
What you got planned for the weekend, man?
Well, funny you say that. H and I are headed up to the mountains. We're going to go skiing. He's gonna, he's a businessman. I'm just a fronter, but he's gonna go for a couple of days. But I'm spending the week up in the Breckenridge to go do some skiing and stuff.
What's HMV squares? What is that? What's that?
So V squared, that's me, and then H is H train. That's Joel.
Got you.
Yeah, he just put that moniker on there. I'm not sure if I like it or not.
Hey, brother with the white hat, where you from, man? You quiet over there. What's going on?
I'm interning with these guys right now. We actually, H-Train was nice enough to give me and my boy Caveman time slot on Wednesday. We have a sports show that we do on NBR as well, and I was just filling in for Joel, and he was in the bathroom.
What sports you cover?
We mostly talk about the NFL, NBA. We also sometimes we do segments where we talk about like Division II sports and at the collegiate level, or we've even covered bowling, professional juggling. Caveman, he's a big wrestler. He's got his ringside chat segment where he's talking about everything going on in the world of pro wrestling, UFC.
Okay,
I have
I'm bringing a veteran program probably in a couple of months where we're doing a NBA combine type thing with the high schools. So the veterans going to lead it. We got a couple of basketball players as well, and all the top high school players that's in basketball, we're going to give them a combine type test where they can actually have that as their resume to go to the NFL, not NFL, to the NBA or to the G League or whatever. They'll have that for their resume.
That's awesome, man.
So I'll definitely talk to you about that soon.
Yeah, let us know when that's happening. We'd love to
never cease to amaze.
love to cover that. That would be some great content.
Well, Tony, once again, thank you so much for being on the show, brother, as always. And well, I think we see you next Monday as well. So you're gonna know how to get. You're gonna know the format real well. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, from Southern CC Incorporated, it is Mr. Tony Brown joins us. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Have a great day, man. Be blessed.
All right, brother.
Be in touch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So our next interviewee, he's actually on the phone right now as we speak. Michael, are you there?
I sure am.
Michael, thank you so much for taking time out of your
welcome.
day, because I know that you work hard. You have something going on here in Colorado, and I wanted to highlight it. I wanted to spotlight it and bring that to everybody's attention. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I sure can. Although, there's a big echo that makes it really hard to talk.
Okay, I'm so sorry. If you want me to, because we don't hear the echo on our side. If you want me to, I can try to call you back.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Because that worked last time.
All right, I'm going to call you right back, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. Okay. I don't know. Man, I tell you what.
It's just been one of those days. I don't know if there's something in the air or the water.
Well, we were having some issues on our Wednesday show too. It was
I think it's been all week.
Bandwidth. I think the
landlords try not to pay the cable bill or something.
He's on the ACP program, and
yeah, maybe I need to call and see get higher speed or something. I don't know.
See if you can find one of those like boosters that we can maybe plug into the room somewhere here.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, those are really nice, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
And then usually if your internet starts acting up or gets slow, that's a quick fix. Is you can just because we got some at my place where it's just like,
and they're reasonable. They're not very expensive.
Yeah, no, I think you can get them pretty cheap yourself at Amazon. Unplug them, plug them back in.
We got a ringing phone.
Yeah, right.
Hello.
Hey.
All right, let's try this again.
How does this sound?
Better?
Let's see. Yep. No echo.
Okay, awesome. Sweet. So that thing is a piece of shit now. Okay, got it. All right, now we know.
We found out.
Now we know things. G.I. Joe, American Butthole.
You're fired.
That's what we learned today.
Are you guys having a party there or what?
We are.
It's always a party on the Revel Experience.
Yeah.
All right. So once again, I'm sorry about that, Michael. So tell us. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about this event.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm Michael McMeal, and I created a charity back in Los Angeles in 1992, inspired by the movie City Slickers, and I came up with the name innerCity Slickers because I worked a lot in the hood with the kids there. And so fast forward to 2024, I was raised in Colorado and always loved that state. And I got an opportunity to bring my program into Colorado. It's in an area, I think it's around Parker that we do it. And it is it's a self-esteem character building program, which we use horses as one of our main instruments to work with these kids. And I think we're going to be doing it in June. Let me just check my calendar here. June 29th, I think. Yeah, June 29th. Greg Watson is our ICS rep there, and
good friend of mine. Good friend of mine.
Oh, good. And so that's what we're doing.
Awesome.
And at this event, because I'm doing too many things at once. Did he indicate? Did you tell us how much tickets are? How we can obtain these tickets?
Well, it's not. There's no tickets being sold. Okay. It's an event that we do as we work with kids in different group homes up in that area. I mean, people could come and watch what we do. We always need volunteers, but it's an interesting thing is that it seems like the volunteers get as much out of it as the kids do.
Oh, I'm sure.
So how would somebody sign up to be a volunteer at this event?
Well, they could call Greg Watson if you want to give out his phone number, or he's on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. innerCity Slickers is on Facebook. They can always contact me, and we can direct them to where we're doing it. But it's a lot of fun. And, it's funny. People say, how can you make a change in a kid's life in one day? Well, you see it in a couple of hours. You see a closed down child who just doesn't want to be there start to open up. And by the end of the day, you can't get rid of them.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
So now,
I've been doing this.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Well, I've been doing this since 1992, but back I had a television series back in the late 70s. It was a kid show called the Croft Super Show, and that's where I really started working with kids.
Are you kidding me?
Back then,
we have royalty in our presence.
That's pretty cool, though.
Dude, that is awesome.
I mean, well, I thought Greg would have told you. I mean, I was a drummer with Three Dog Night back in the early 70s.
Oh, wow. Sweet. So we do have royalty.
Yeah, superstar here.
Legend here.
Well, I don't know about royalty, but, you got a drummer here who's been around,
Boy, you could tell some stories.
Oh, could I? Yes, I could. And then I'd probably be hung by my short hairs.
or other unmentionables.
Well, you're considered royalty to V Squared because V Squared, he's in a group called Soldier Song and Voices. And what they do is they meet every week and they write songs, on their military career, and they kind of help them, get the instruments and stuff. And they got me. What is that thing called? Ukulele. I got a ukulele, and I started doing that, and then my wife got me the electronic drum thing.
Really?
So
sure.
Now I know who to call if I need help to get on the to teach to get taught on the drums.
Yeah, dude, and we'd love to have you on as a guest.
Oh yeah,
with the Soldier Songs and Voices. So if you're
of course, see. I started, I live in East Tennessee right now. I was in California. I moved here with my family, and I always wanted to help musicians, but I never really had the wherewithal to do it. So I put together a top quality television and recording studio, and I highlight local talent and regional talent on the show. And it's called Live at Mickey's Place. It's on YouTube. And there is some great talent that's on this show. And I've been doing it a little over a year. There's probably close to 100 videos up, and I've already booked the entire show from now till November with great acts. And if you get a chance, check it out.
I'm looking it up as we speak.
Yeah, Live in Mickey's Place.
That's amazing. But no, we still have a little bit more time. If there is anything that maybe that we didn't ask, or maybe there's something more that you would like to share about this event? Like, do we need to worry about parking, stuff like that? I mean, paint the
No.
picture for us.
No, it's it's at a facility. I think it's about 200 acres. Beautiful location. Beautiful location. We did do our ICS events in Elizabeth, Colorado, at another ranch, but she was selling that ranch, so we had to move, and we found this wonderful place right outside of Parker, I think. But it, look, the thing I can say is, if you really take a look at what's happening with our kids now, I mean, there are so many kids that are at risk now. I always thought it was just the inner city kids back when I started this program, but from Beverly Hills to the hills of Tennessee, man, these kids are in trouble. And I would just like to, ask folks to step up, and help a child they don't know. I mean, get involved with children, show an interest, because I mean, you'd have to agree. I mean, with fentanyl and all the things and all the overdoses that are going on, these kids lack guidance. And there's a lot of fathers that are absent in the home, and that plays a big role in kids acting out and what have you. So I would just encourage people to get involved with children.
Yes, a subject near and dear to my heart. I am a retired educator, so I concur and share your sentiments. I mean, I think I still get a joy to this day. I mean, I retired in 2016, but I'll be out about in town and I'll hear Mr. V, Mr. V, Mr. V, and I turn around, and of course they're grown. They have kids of their own now, and I don't really recognize them because they're adults. But once they tell me who they are, it all comes flooding back, and it's just to hear their story, to see the respect in their voice and their eyes made it all those years worthwhile, because it's just like, wow, that's what I did it for. I wanted to see these kids become productive members of society. I wanted to see them start a family of their own and get a trade and a career, and it's just incredible. It doesn't happen as often as I'd like, but it happens often enough. I still will bump into an ex-student or a family member from back in the day, and it's just great. It's just really good.
Well, speaking of that, I got a letter from a kid that I worked with in 1992. And he was an African-American kid that lived in South Central. And he came up. In fact, the first ICS Inner City Slickers we didn't have our own ranch. We did it in Malibu, California at a Jewish retreat. And we had over 100 kids. We brought in 50 horses. In fact, I brought horses and cowboys into all the juvenile hall prisons in Southern California. But this one kid reached out to me 25 years later, or 30, I don't know how many years, and he now is the head chef on the Amtrak train. And just like when you were walking down the street and they mentioned your name, hey, and they remembered you. I mean, how thrilling is that you made some difference in some child's life? And when I got this letter from Ali is his name, and he told me, and then he also said, that he uses a lot of the principles that we worked with them. See, back in the day, we do a 3 and 4 day event. The kids would sleep over. I built an old West town in right outside of Los Angeles, and the kids they'd live there for 3 or 4 days and ride horses, rope steers. We had a mechanical bull that went like 10 feet in the air, and it was just an amazing thing. So getting that letter from him and it doesn't happen that often, but it really, you never know when you make a difference. And so those kids reaching out to you and getting that letter from Ali, is an indication we made some difference in their life. And, it's each one teach one, and it's basically, one child at a time. And If we had as much enthusiasm with children as we do with the Super Bowl,
right?
I mean, this world would be completely different.
Yeah, and it's sad, but we say that education matters and all that, but it's the proof's in the pudding, dude. We're having budget cuts every year. It's not a priority in our nation. I hate to say it, but it's not. This is not a priority, and it's
I know,
painfully obvious that it's not a
Yep.
priority. And like you said, the kids, every time I wanted to throw in the towel or I wanted to quit or I'm done. I'm so tired of the bureaucracy. It was the kids. Mr. V, I heard you're leaving us, or something like that. Because
Yeah.
kids hear everything, and that was the shot in the arm that I needed to continue to, the good fight. So yeah, I completely agree. I think it's
you know what's amazing is that as we started talking about this subject about kids, your whole demeanor changed.
He's talking about you.
In a wonderful way. I mean, it's like you were filled with love as you started talking about the days that you were working with children. And the thing is, at one point before COVID, I had 22 ranches around the country. Wow. 22. And I would travel as much as I could to each facility. I would always travel to it when we'd open up the ICS for the first time. But then I would train other people to do whatever. But, COVID hit, and I only have 4 locations. But there is a real kind of apathy, as you were just saying, with in regards to being interested in children. And, people, they say to me, hey, you're doing a great thing. But they don't want to get involved.
Yeah.
It's like, let the other person do it. I'm going to go play golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like being on the street highway, somebody's car stops working, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, I need to get out and help them push this vehicle, and you're waiting to see if somebody else is going to do it. Like, what needs to happen, but you wait for somebody else to do it, and then you see nobody's doing it, and then you're like, okay, all right, It seems like in life and society, people tend to wait for others to step up. They don't want to step up, and we definitely need to change that. You guys are exactly right.
Yeah, and these are tough times, and I know people have to take care of their families and what have you, and some people are working 2-3 jobs to make ends meet. Some people, the homeless problem, the good Lord, around the country is just insane. And now with all the illegals coming in, it just makes it even nuttier. So I understand, but just to give one day a year, come on, can't you do one day in a year?
Right.
I'm not asking people to do it every day,
right,
or once a week. Come by, when we're doing it here in Tennessee, come by when we're doing it in Colorado or Sunnyside, Nevada, or Chesapeake, Virginia. Just come by for a day, hang out, show the kids some interest, because I'll tell you, that's what it is. If you just sit down and talk to a kid and you're genuine with them, and they really feel that you're interested, you've already changed them. You've already started that ball rolling of change. Now, just like working with horses, because I grew up in Colorado, around Stapleton Airfield at the time. And then I got back involved with horses back in the early 90s, like I said. But, if you work with a horse, and then you turn it out to pasture and you don't deal with it again for a while, they forget some stuff. And so when you're working with a kid and they go through these changes and they go back to their normal neighborhood, if you don't keep in touch and continuing instilling those values, they'll just fall back into the crowd that they came from.
Exactly.
So the follow-up is probably even more important than the day that they come out.
Yes, so true. And that's kind of
Yeah.
You're talking about my neck of the woods. I live in Northeast Denver, right between Stapleton and Lowry and Montclair neighborhood.
Well, my high school that I went to was a Catholic high school named Matchbuff High School, and it was off Montview. And then years ago, I guess when Lowry closed, they're now at Lowry Air Force Base.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, hey, Michael, we thank you for coming on to to spotlight and to highlight what you have going on, and let us know if there's anything that we can do to help you further. Once again, everybody, we are talking with Michael McNeil. He's in charge of the City Slickers. What do you call project?
innerCity Slickers.
Yeah,
it's just innerCity Slickers.
innerCity. My bad.
That's okay.
And how does one get a hold of you other than because I'm not a social media kind of guy. So if I wanted to talk to you personally, Mike, how do I get a hold of you?
423-489-8614.
423-489-8614.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Right, appreciate it so much.
Michael, thank you so much for being on with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Good, and you guys stay warm. I guess Tuxapani Phil said we're going to get spring early, so that's good.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Okay, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
All right, that is awesome. And ladies and gentlemen, that will bring us right to the tribute to the troops.
Sir, I don't know how to tell this story.
Well, you got to, Joe. You tell the American people what these men did here. You tell them how my troopers died.
Friends and family, thank you for tuning in today as NBR pays tribute to Breonna Alexandria Moffett, 23 of Savannah, Georgia, who was killed in a drone attack in Jordan on January 28, 2024. Moffett enlisted in the Army Reserve in 2019. She was part of the 718th Engineer Company, 926th Engineer Battalion, 926th Engineer Brigade out of Fort Moore, Georgia. This was her first tour overseas and had just celebrated her 23rd birthday 9 days before the attack. On behalf of us here at NBR, we want to say thank you, Specialist Moffett, for your service and dedication to our country. Our thoughts and prayers are with your family, friends, and those who served alongside.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, hear the line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California. Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop. And his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. 'Cause Mr. Red, White, and Blue lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on these front lines. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, he'll pay the ultimate price. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey. Hey.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Revel Experience. We're here with H-Train, Caveman, Mercury, and the whole gang.
It's HG. I keep saying Mercury, and I totally. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Either way,
I started that.
I got a sick name. So
Yeah. He said we could use either moniker.
Yeah, you know, if I could say anything to my parents, I would yell at them for naming me Joel, because every single time I go somewhere, they're always like, "Hello, Joel." No, you know, it would be one thing if I was Hispanic, but I'm not Hispanic, so it's like, why would you call me Joel? You know,
Well,
it's
first
Joel.
of all,
Nobody
they
wants
would
to
not
be-
say Joel. They would say Joel.
Oh, okay.
Because J
Well-
in Spanish is pronounced with an H.
I can get not wanting to be called Joel. Nobody wants to be compared to a playoff dropper that
Yeah.
ducks his biggest opponent in his home state. You
That's
know,
right.
Nobody wants to be compared
That's
to
right.
that guy.
And speaking of playoffs, I think we are all pretty much wrong with our predictions on who's going to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I was wrong on. I was half wrong, because the Detroit Lions, they were ahead, but then the 49ers, they adjusted, and then the Lions didn't have anything in the second half.
Oh my God. I couldn't
Deflated.
believe it. I was like, is this the
Flatlined.
same game? Because it was all Detroit, man.
It's like two
San Fran
different
couldn't get
teams.
nothing going. And then they were, and I remember vividly, it was 24-7. I told my wife, man, it's a blowout.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, 10 minutes later, dude, it was tie game. I'm like, what the heck happened here?
Yeah, the next day I went to my prosthetic guy, and I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, the Detroit Lions didn't win? And I'm like, no. And he's like,
Well,
oh,
you can never
I
turn the
went to
game
bed
off.
and they were
Yeah,
ahead.
Yeah.
That just shows you that no matter if it's 38 points, 48 points, 27 points, there's always a way.
There's always a
There's
possibility.
always a way.
You got to keep playing.
Yeah.
By that
I mean,
much.
unlike the Ravens that just couldn't get nothing going. They could not figure out the KC defense. They couldn't figure out how to stop Mahomes, and they never were in the game. They were trying to get in it, but they just couldn't.
They had so
convert.
many chances.
Kansas
they had
City's
so
defense
many
is really,
chances.
really good though. They're kind of a terrifying defense.
They are.
They
man.
play really well.
A very good defense. I'm not taking anything from the offense, but that defense, man, holy cow! And like they say, defense wins games. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm pulling for the San Fran because I'm not a huge KC fan, but the best man may the best man win. I mean, what do you guys think?
I think at this point, despite how good both teams' defenses are, I think this is going to be a higher scoring game just because, Mahomes and that offense have really started to find their stride. And, even with how good the Chiefs' defense is, the 49ers just have so many weapons. I mean, when even your fullback is a threat to rip off a big play, it's hard to stop a team like that.
You have to put up points.
Well, and that's the other thing. In the first half, Kittle and McCaffrey, nothing. I mean, you didn't even nothing. And then in the second half, oh my God, these guys just exploded. I'm like, what's going on? It's just crazy. There's a lot to be said about that halftime adjustment. It's just amazing how those analysts and the coaches and the support staff come into the locker room and say, okay, this is the things we're saying. This is what we got to do. And it makes a huge difference. Just crazy how effective it is.
Well, it is that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 2-minute warning.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. Strap in.
It's the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. What we learned today. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Sponsored by OperationGoodBoy.com. Use code at checkout. Military Discount Radio.
Instead
time
of
flew by.
Yeah,
It
instead
really did.
of doing just what did you learn? Like, is there like a favorite quote that you? I'll start with you, HG. Is there a favorite quote that kind of helps you? Because we're at the beginning of the program, we were kind of talking about like anger and stuff. Is there a quote that you live by that kind of helps you daily?
Well, I don't always go to it daily, but this is gonna sound kind of funny, but Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda, he said,
I love Master
the little
Kung Fu
turtle.
Panda, man.
I don't remember exactly what it is, but he's like the past is the past has already happened. You don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. And for a kids movie, that was actually really deep.
I know, yeah.
It's something like you got to think that helps me sometimes when I'm like, I really just got to remember I'm blessed to be alive right now and to, have everything I've got going on right now. There's no point in getting hung up on something that already happened. I can't change it. And I have no idea what the next day is going to hold, but you've got so many amazing people around you. It's in your life, and it's it's always important to remember that there are people that love you and care about you, and just it's important to be grateful that you have that.
Yeah, definitely. Caveman?
Mine. I got this quote up on my wall from Michael Jordan. Well, the one he says he's taken over 9,000 shots in his career, but like through all the missed attempts, like he still kept shooting the ball, still kept going for it. That one helps me just because you got to keep attempting things.
Yes,
You hear
keep
no
trying.
a million times before you hear yes. So
Yes, exactly.
it's one of the mottos I like to live by.
Yeah, and then Mike said it for me. Each one teach one.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
My thing is tough times don't last, tough people do. Even though, and I've learned the hard way, when things are bad and you think you just can't get in the end, I have to keep realizing that, especially, since I'm unsuccessful suicide survivor.
Right there with you, man.
Yeah. So, tough times don't last, tough people do. And
with that, we are at the end of our
Yep.
show. Thank you for joining us for another great show. We'll see you next. I will not be here next week, but
Jen will be
H-Train-
from
Jen-
LTD Tactical.
LTD Tactical.
We're
So
going to have
I'll have to tune
Hero
in.
Media Group on.
All right, man. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you.
That's the show for today, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with an all-new show. And remember, you can listen to us again and again. The podcast of this radio show is available right after we go off the air tonight, anywhere that you can get your podcast episodes. And thanks for joining.